feature here that allows us to move these out of the way. Okay, makes transferring a patient from one surface either to their wheelchair or out of their wheelchair much easier. And it just kind of locks back in place here. Some models you might have to remove the whole thing and then transfer your patient and then put it back on. Others, you don't even have a choice. Okay, so we are very fortunate to have this one. This is a nice wheelchair to have. Now let's say that we have a patient that we need to transfer from even sitting at the side of the bed into their wheelchair, okay? One thing we want to do beforehand is make sure that our wheels are locked. We don't want this thing rolling away when we're trying to have somebody sit in it, okay? Typically you want to get it as close as possible from the surface you're transferring from. I like to go like at least from there to about right here, so you don't have a whole lot of transferring that you have to do. Get this out the way. Now who wants to be my patient? Come on up, Mr. Ramos. You had your hand up first. I'm gonna leave Kenny alone one time. One attempt on his life is enough.
Move it up there.
It's already
recording.
All right. Oh, gotcha. So we're gonna take you from the bed to your wheelchair, okay? So we're gonna put our gait belt on, arms up. Was that root? No, just kidding. Put this on. Right? Yeah, run the left. All right, we got it nice and tight, okay? So one thing, couple words of caution when you're transferring a patient. You do not want them, do not tell them to put their hands behind your neck. Because what happens when somebody freaks out? They tend to bring it right to their chest, right? And then that can throw you off and hurt you, okay? So there's a couple of options that you can do. I usually have them put their hands on my shoulders, or you can have them do that, or on your forearms, okay? Now, everyone's familiar with when I move, you move.
just like that.
I knew it, yep, okay? That's the same thing here, okay? So when I lift, they need to lift, because we're not completely lifting them, we're helping them through to get from a sitting to a standing position, and then we're going to pivot them. It's gonna look like I'm doing the twisting, but I'm really just moving side to side. I'm shifting my weight. You don't want to twist because, why? Your back. You want to keep your back as straight as possible, okay? So, in order for me to have the most control, I'm going to put one foot in between his feet and my knee between his, okay? I'm going to have my other foot kind of be pointing to where I'm wanting to go, but behind me. So I'm kind of at I've got perpendicular here. Okay, I got one foot going this way, the other one going that way, all right? I'm going to have you put your hands up on my chest, or my shoulders. Oh my goodness.
Any more coffee there, dear?
Just a little, yeah. I'm going to grip both sides of my gait belt, and on three, I'm going to help you stand up, okay? 1, 2, 3. Help them stand.
I just did legs too.
Oh man, have them step over and then guide them back down, okay? You will see in some facilities where people will do a 2-person lift and they'll go like this.
And out goes the
Not
shoulders.
a good idea, especially with the elderly, okay? Granted, you don't count. Why?
Pop out there, slightly.
You can dislocate their shoulders. When I worked at the hospital in Havasu, during the summer, well, of course we'd have our boating accidents and everything, but we saw so many dislocated shoulders because people down there, you guys familiar with Copper Canyon at all? There's a huge point that you can jump off and into the lake. Well, people would think, oh, I'm so smart because I've been drinking 12 beers already this morning. They would put like, I grew up calling them PFDs, personal flotation devices, or like a vest. They would jump off of that and into the lake. Those things are meant to bring you up, but if you're going at that force, they would dislocate both arms in some cases.
Because those things go up and just literally.
Yep. So, yeah. So you do not want it to dislocate their shoulders preferably, okay? Now I can take my transfer belt off if I need to. Lift your arm up so I can put this down. And now my patient is safe in his wheelchair, okay, or his bedside chair, or whatever, okay? Perfect, thank you, sir. Let's go take that off. All right. The next thing, actually, while we get that set up, go ahead and get with your partner. There's a couple of, grab just 2 chairs so that way you guys can transfer each other back and forth. Okay, a couple of times, just to kind of get that situated, okay?